the United States is in long-run decay caused by the administrative state. GDP, the most basic measure of human welfare, GDP per capita, is down 50 years in a row. Robert Nelson is the dean of Northwestern University, and productivity. Everybody should go out and study him a little bit. Productivity has been down 50 years in a row, steadily downward decreasing after World War II. England, same thing. Europe, same thing. The administrative state, no one's in charge and no one's responsible. So the left, which wants a big government, has had its dream come true, and they're failing across the board. And then on top of that, we got interest rates at 40-year real decline in interest rates as well. 10 years with the federal funds rate at zero, that produced all the financial crisis of 07, 08, and the everything bubble we're in right now. So now, of course, you got massive inflation. The producer price index is at 8%. The CPI is at 8%. Everybody knows it's worse than 8% when you go to get the gasoline or go to the supermarket. You're looking at 30 or 40% in some of the food items, heating your home, et cetera. And so we're in massive pain. The elites have been mismanaging our economy for decades now. And I think the American people are finally waking up. But it's up to the American people to get over this Santa Claus economy where you keep asking for more and more and more. There's going to be some tough times ahead.
Which leads to you, Terry, perfectly. At the American Principles Project, you guys talk a lot about these family issues, these social issues that are incredibly important. I was reading an article the other day that fewer people are getting married and they're blaming the economy. I think this is obviously part of a longer cultural trend, and maybe they're just using that as an excuse. But either way, a high inflation and a bad economy has major social and societal consequences to it as well. Not just more expensive eggs and gas, but it breaks down families and cultures too. Can you speak to that a bit?
Well, yeah, I mean, at the heart of all of this is the intended goal of the Democratic Party, which is to further separate and alienate parents from their children, right? Stacey Abrams is on TV this morning on Morning Joe talking about how we need abortion, especially in times of high inflation, and that's the reason why people are suffering so much from inflation is because they actually have children. Think about that, right? We have now officially crossed that threshold where we view children and families as a liability, not an asset, right? And before, about even 10 years ago, I'd say, we looked at our families as an asset, that we looked at our families as the thing that we went to work every day for. That was the goal. We go to work to put food on the table, to put a shelter over our heads, and to take care of our families and to spend some vacation time with them. But as the economy has gotten rougher, the taxes in this country keep going up. My property taxes are $8,500 a year, and we don't even send our kids to public school. Like, it's insane, and it's all the intended outcome. They want to break up the family, and here's why. Because the family serves as another allegiance that people have besides the government, right? Who are you going to care more about? Your kids and whether or not they're eating, or the government? That's what our government's policy has been over the last 50, 60 years, is to further separate parents and families from each other, and that's what we need to start correcting, and that's what we're hoping to change about the Republican Party, is to make it an authentic pro-family party that puts the family at the heart of all public policy decisions, including the economy.